Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for the match review of Palermo against AC Milan, match that finished moments ago at the Stadio Renzo Barbera, where AC Milan were victorious 2-1. Goals coming in from Suso and Lapadula for Milan. Nestorovski scored the goal for Palermo. A game that at the beginning yesterday I mentioned in the preview, it shouldn't really give us many problems on paper. But once again, it kind of proved to be that we are always in some sort of difficulty when we face these bottom of the table teams. Very, very, very happy with the result. I think it's crucial that we won this match, knowing that Napoli and Lazio dropped points yesterday as we await for Roma's match later today. I think it is such an important thing to see Milan not giving up after Palermo's equalizer and breaking through. Lapadula, what better time to score his first goal in the Serie A, as he scored only 3 minutes after coming on for Bacca. I'll be speaking a bit Bacca and Lapadula a bit later on in this live stream, but really it was such a sign of relief for us Milan fans to see Lapadula get his goal, because right now it puts us momentarily alone in second place, 2 points ahead of Roma, who will still have to play later on, as I mentioned before, against Bologna. 3 points on Lazio and Atalanta, and 4 points on Napoli. I think these are very, very good numbers for Milan. I think many people weren't expecting us to do this well so far, and I think we proved a lot of people wrong. Once again, just a little comment on this game. In the past, these were the type of games that we weren't able to break through and win. We have done it last week against Pescara. We did it again today against Palermo. And these are the games, once again, we need to get the 3 points against, because at the end of the day, at the end of the year, these are the kind of games that will make it or break it for you in terms of points on the other opponents that you're kind of facing against. So very, very happy about the result. Can't really say the same about the performance. However, I think Milan opened up the first 15 to 20 minutes in the best way possible. Complete dominance from the start. I really like the movement on and off the ball from the Milan players. Up until that first goal, like I said, Suso scored. He took advantage of a little mix-up between the defender and the Palermo goalkeeper. Bonaventura did very well to see Suso, slotted back to him, and Suso, with no mistake, knocked it in the net. So 1-0 after 15 minutes. But Palermo really reacted in the best way possible after going down 1-0. I think they put a lot of pressure on Milan. Even though they didn't create the best of chances, they definitely pushed a lot of bodies up front, and they created a lot. Didn't really test Donnarumma that much in the first half, but I think they still had some decent chances to get an equalizer there. What I really liked from Milan today, especially in that first half, we didn't see much of it in the second, but I really liked the pressure coming in from the midfielders and the forward. Just the team pressing in general was very, very good, and I think that allowed Palermo to make a lot of mistakes in the back, where sometimes they were forced to give away possession because there were simply no options. And I think much of the merit needs to go to the midfield and the forwards there for pressuring so high and not letting Palermo get much movement going on. So that was a very good thing that I saw from Milan that first half. I can't say the same for Milan in the second, because I think Palermo were much better than that. And once again, I think Palermo could have got something out of this match. I think they deserve something out of this match. But once again, some individual brilliance from certain players, like Lapadula, who did very well to get that back heel goal. I really couldn't believe it myself when I saw that back heel going in. But once again, it is these types of moments that could turn around any match, and Lapadula did just that today. I also wanted to speak about Pasalic in particular. Today, he got his first official start for Milan in a competitive match. I think he did pretty decent. I saw that he won a lot of balls, and that is exactly what you need from a midfielder. Also, very good and knowledgeable going up front. Lots of personality and character from this type of player, and this is exactly what I want to see from these young players. He has a lot of desire to actually fight for a starting position. And when you have that type of competition going on in the team, you know that's only going to strengthen the team. So I'm really happy from what I've seen from Pasalic today. Of course, he needs to improve in certain regards. But overall, I think he did quite well for his first performance, for his first debut, really, his first game as an official starter for Milan. Hopefully, we'll see more of him. But I've seen some comments on Twitter regarding Pasalic. Certain people are not too happy regarding the fact that he's not a player that is currently owned by Milan. He's on loan until the end of the season. There's no buyout option on this player, so Milan will have to start negotiations with Chelsea between now and the end of the season if they actually want to keep him. Montella already mentioned a few weeks ago that Pasalic is definitely a player that he's willing to keep and buy, hopefully. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe Milan could already negotiate something with Chelsea coming in this January transfer window. But I think it's still a bit early to speak about the transfer window. But he's definitely an interesting player, a player with a lot of desire and character, and I think he could do very good at Milan. Now, I wanted to speak once again about Lapadula and Bacca. Bacca, once again, he hasn't scored today, and that is about 5 or 6 games in which he hasn't got a goal for Milan. And it seems like he's getting some worrying signs from the fans and so forth. Not really happy with his performances as of late. And I have to say, he hasn't really done much to earn a goal. Yes, he got some half-decent chances today, but I'm expecting more from Bacca. And once again, Lapadula coming in today, scoring 3 minutes later is not going to do very well for Bacca. Montella has a big decision to make for the next match. Of course, all the teams will be heading into the international break, so there's going to be no match this weekend, next weekend. But the following week, there's a big important one against Inter, the Derby della Madonnina. What will Montella do? Will he go once again with Bacca, or will he try out Lapadula? Personally, I saw Lapadula full of desire when he came on. Besides the goal, I think he was really running a lot, putting a lot of pressure on especially on the Palermo defenders and the midfielders when Milan was off the ball. Something I didn't see from Luis Adriano last week. You might recall my comments on Luis Adriano last week. I said that when he came off for Bacca, he was very lazy and passive, not putting enough pressure. Some people were saying maybe Montella told him to contain. I'm still expecting more from our strikers, especially in the dying minutes of the game, to defend the lead, to track back and help out the teammates. I didn't see that from Luis Adriano. I think Montella noted that as well, and therefore he put in Lapadula, a guy that has much more, once again, desire and just runs at the defenders, runs at the opponents at full force. And that is the type of player that I want coming in. If you're going to come in for 10 to 15 minutes at the end, I want you to give your full potential. I want you to go full out, and that is what I've seen from Lapadula. So definitely that is some positive notes to see on Lapadula, and I think this brings him to an advantage over certain subs. Even if he doesn't get the start in most games, I think this is definitely something that Montella should look out for when choosing a sub to come in for Bacca. Overall, I think Milan played decently. I mean, not the best of performance, like I mentioned, but we have to be happy with the 3 points. There's nothing else to say rather than we are in second place. People weren't expecting it. I'm happy with the win. Right now, more than performance, we need to look at the 3 points, and that is what Milan achieved once again today. 8 wins in 12 matches. A bit disappointed that we didn't keep a clean sheet. It would have been really nice for Gigio and the defense, which, by the way, I think the defense did quite well besides that goal that they conceded. Paletta, Romagnoli, very, very solid together. I think Paletta got a bit lucky in certain circumstances, but once again, he was coming back from suspension, needs to reintegrate into the team, but still, he has been one of the most influential players so far this season in the defense for Milan, and it is good to see Romagnoli and Paletta linking once again as the center backs. For Abate and De Sciglio got a bit of a scare in that first half, and I think he got something to his mouth. I don't know if it was a punch or an elbow to his mouth, or his jaw. But other than that, he did okay. Abate tried to make some runs. Nothing really promising as usual from the fullbacks. I'm expecting more. Maybe Antonelli will be getting a chance in the derby. We'll see. But he's back in the lineup, and I'm really curious to see what Antonelli could do if he gets chosen to play in the derby. Some last comments, maybe on Mati Fernandez. Yes, he came on in the 63rd minute for Pasalic. Really, I couldn't see much of an impact from Fernandez. I think that he played decent. It was his first game after God knows how long. So definitely, it's not like you're going to see a full-out performance from him. He did some decent things, recovered some balls, led some attacks, but nothing really concrete from him. Hopefully, we'll see more of him in the future and what he could contribute to Milan in the long run. But guys, it is time to send in your thoughts and comments regarding today's performance for Milan. Let me know in the comments section. I'll be reading that for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Let me know your thoughts on today's performance. What did you think of Milan today? What did you think of Lapadula's back-heel goal to score his first ever career goal in the Serie A? What a way to do it, and what a way to award Milan another 3 precious points in the standings. So send in your thoughts and comments. I'll be reading them very soon. First of all, I'll start off with Sufyan. He says, who's your man of the match? I think Suso played very, very well today. Unlucky. I think Suso could have possibly got a hat-trick with the number of chances that he had. Really, the Palermo goalkeeper made a howler at the beginning to gift Suso his first goal. But in the second half, Suso had 2 or 3 chances in which the Palermo goalkeeper came out superbly, really with some very fine saves to not allow Suso to get some added goals. But honestly, I think Suso did very, very well. Hopefully, we'll see more of him in that certain aspect, because I think he could definitely lead the attacks. Sometimes he doesn't get the support and he's forced to do a lot of work alone. But Suso is definitely one of the best players today, in my opinion. RMVS Gaming says, I feel like Lapadula should start against Inter, especially as Bacca will need a rest after international break with Colombia. That could be a possibility. We'll see what Montella chooses. Jamie says, why must we play well when we are losing or drawing, and when we finally score, we just stop playing? That is obviously a characteristic that we have seen with Milan for a number of years. Every time we are either drawing or losing, we always step up for some reason. When we're winning, we kind of be more passive. I mentioned it on Twitter at halftime. We would need 1 more goal to seal the game. And I mean, that's exactly what happened. We needed 1 more goal to win the game. But I would have personally preferred if Milan got a 2-0 lead in that first half. I think we had all the possibilities to get a 2-goal lead in that first half. I think things would have been different altogether. But Palermo did play a very good game, I have to say. Like Pescara, I think that they deserve something more than a loss today. But at the end of the day, some individual brilliance from Lapadula earned us a very precious 3 points. Fuller says, it was a good game, but I'm hoping to see Mattia De Sciglio play some more, and also Lapadula. I don't understand why we are defending a 1-goal lead when we are easily able to score goals. Well, once again, I just mentioned that. Santino, do you think we just pass the ball around the back line and create 0 chances? Like we say, we play possession football but create no chances. I think chances did arrive today, I have to be honest. But we have to be more concrete in finalizing our chances, because many times, we do get these half chances. We are just not able to score them for some reason. But yes, the possession needs to be better. I think I saw a lot better in terms of possession today in those first 20 minutes. I'm not saying as the game in the game as a whole, but in those first 15 to 20 minutes, I think Milan played good possession with good off the ball movement. That is what I noticed from Milan, especially Pasalic. I saw that he was trying to insert himself in the open spaces. He got some good chances himself to get a goal. But this is the type of movement that I want to see from Milan. Hopefully, we'll be able to see eventually the possibility of seeing Milan actually move like that for a full game rather than only 15 to 20 minutes. But yeah, definitely less predictable than the start of the season, where we were just making continuous possession in the back line, just passing it back and forth for no apparent reason. But yeah, we're definitely improving in that regard. Maybe it'll take 5-10 more games. Who knows? But it's definitely a whole process that Milan is going through. It is not an easy task to push on that mentality that we need to create possession, smart possession, and not just wasteful possession, if you guys get what I mean. Casey says, let's pray no one gets hurt on the international games. Do I think Lapadula should start over Bacca against Inter? Yes. Why not? Because Lapadula came on very well today. He did his task. He got his goal. He gave Milan the win. Bacca hasn't done anything in 5 to 6 games. We'll see how things go for him in the international break. But maybe, yes, maybe Lapadula should get the start. And it should serve Bacca a lesson, because he hasn't been scoring. He needs to do more. So I think this could be very positive criticism to Bacca and give Lapadula a reward for doing well today. So why not? Inter is not doing that well. I know it is a derby, anything can happen. So why not start Lapadula? If things get out of hand, maybe integrate Bacca and play the two together. Who knows? Montella needs to have all these ideas in his head ahead of that derby against Inter. Bonaventura played really well once again. I think I say it every week that I don't even have to mention Bonaventura anymore. The guy gives 100% effort every single game that pretty much I have nothing to say about him anymore. Would you say how Milan play now with Montella coming close to halfway into the season? Not quite sure what you mean by that question, but yes, Milan play, at least the attempt to play a possession game with Montella, but I think, once again, it's going to take time to fully dominate games. I think maybe in the return legs, when we face teams like Pescara and Palermo, we'll have a better idea of how this Milan team could develop their ideas. I think it's still very early. 12 games into the season. There's still 26 games to go. We're nowhere near half of the way through. So we'll see how Milan develop their ideas in the long run, really. Jim 10, you keep asking me this question like every time, and I think I'll finally answer it. How old are you? I'm 23 years old. If that changes your life, there you go. Pietro, how you doing, man? Ciao, Gio. Grande Milan on the road, but I say we should cash in on Bacca. He's too limited for me. What do you think? I think we could definitely do with a better striker. I gave a lot of praise to Bacca, especially at the beginning of the season when he was scoring all those goals. I'm not expecting him to score on any given day or every week, but I'm expecting him to do a lot more work. We need a striker that has those attributes, that goes to get the ball from the midfield and brings it up himself. We don't have that striker. Bacca is not that striker. He's expecting passes towards him and not him getting the ball himself and creating chances on his own. And I think Milan could do much better if we have a type of striker that could get those characteristics. Something like an Ibra type of striker where he would get the ball from the midfield, distribute it, score goals, assist, and so forth. That is the type of player I want playing in that striker. RMVS Gaming says if Lapadula was a 30 million euro player, I reckon everyone would say Lapadula should start. I don't know. That could be a case, but that's not my case. Susmith says, do you think we'll win against Inter? I honestly don't see a reason why we shouldn't. Inter's doing very poor. They don't even know who their next coach is going to be. But it's a derby, and anything could happen. At this point, I don't mind selling Bacca and bring Pavoletti instead of him. What happened to Kuchka in this game is non-existent. I think Kuchka did a lot. Once again, Kuchka is not a player that many people really visualize on the pitch when they're watching a game, but he does a lot of the dirty work. I think he won a lot of balls. He came off for Poli, which was a bit of a question mark for me when Montella did that after Palermo's equalizer. But I think he definitely brings that aggression to the table. What I saw today from Locatelli, Kuchka, and Pasalic is that they're all three players that could win balls, win tackles, and also contribute forward. So that is the type of midfield that I want. They're not the best in their positions, of course. I think Milan could do better, but that is exactly the type. Those are exactly the type of players that I like playing in the midfield. One that could do well defensively and going well forward, they could contribute it to the attackers. Just a few more questions before I sign off. Electrical Drift says, can you continue discovering our talents? Yes, maybe when I have more time, I could definitely do that. But right now, I don't have that time. And there's so many things I want to do with this channel. I still have to do the 10K special, which I'll be doing it sometime in December for you guys. And also in December, I'll be starting off once again the daily transfer news, which should start about the second or third week of December and follow on through February. When is Bertolacci? When is he coming back? Should be back soon. I'm not exactly sure. I could find out for you if you want, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't think they really gave him a timeline just as of yet. But I don't think Bertolacci will be getting a starting spot when he returns. Definitely could come off as a sub, but I don't think Bertolacci, a guy that hasn't proven himself in a very long time, or at all at Milan for that instance, will be getting any starting position once he returns. Gazzetta doesn't even know themselves when Bertolacci is coming back, but I know that he's working on making a return soon. Can you talk about the Milan sales status? From what I heard, this is going to be the last question for today, by the way. From what I heard, sometime near the end of November, it should all be finalized. Milan will officially be sold near the end of November. So there's still lots of talks. I know Fassone has been going through different places in China over the week to meet up with investors and find out their motives into investing at Milan and so forth. So I think we'll know much more in the coming weeks, but there isn't a fixed date as of now, but it should be somewhere near the end of November to the beginning of December. That is when the final closing should arrive. That will be it, guys. Thank you all for joining me today. Once again, the final score: Palermo 1, AC Milan 2. Goals coming in from Suso in the first half, and Lapadula just 8 minutes before the full-time whistle. Good result, not the best performance, but hopefully this is something that Milan will build on. 8 wins in 12 matches. Once again, that is very impressive for a team that many people were saying that they wouldn't do good this year once again. So very happy. We'll continue on this road, hopefully, and we'll beat Inter, hopefully, at the Derby in 2 weeks' time. Once again, no matches next week due to the international break. So we'll see each other hopefully sometime during the course of next week if some major news happen. But if not, we'll see each other more towards the Derby. Once again, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything going on at AC Milan, and I'll catch you guys later for another video. This has been Gio signing off, and as always, Forza Milan!